Sadgurudev Sri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev Sadgurudev Sri Swami Vishwananda Sadgurudev Sri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev Sadgurudev Sri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev Sadgurudev Sri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev Sadgurudev Vishwananda Gurudev Sadgurudev Sri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev Sadgurudev Sri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev Sadgurudev Sri Swami Shishaya Namaha, Om Vishamaya Namaha, Om Devakarya Samudhyataya Namaha, Om Sukshmatanade Namaha, Om Chinmayaya Namaha, Om Guru Murtaye Namaha, Om Sundaraya Namaha, Om Sulochanaya Namaha, Om Sumukhaya Namaha, Om Chayovasaya Namaha, Om Keshavaya Namaha, Om Padmabhujaya Namaha, Om Mandagamanaya Namaha, Om Charubharadharine Namaha, Om Ramaya Namaha, Om Mandirastapakaya Namaha, Om Shri Bhavachakaya Namaha, Om Gayatri Ajvane Namaha, Om Arpanasvikarakaya Namaha, Om Vishnu Pujakaya Namaha, Om Namo Narayana Mantropasakaya Namaha, Om Swaramaya Namaha, Om Madhurakantaya Namaha, Om Krishna Sankirtana Rupaya Namaha, Om Stotrapriyaya Namaha, Om Nitabashine Namaha, Om Vadmine Namaha, Om Chitrakala Visharadaya Namaha, Om Ratadharaya Namaha, Om Sadhave Namaha, Om Jagatpantaya Namaha, Om Sarvalokahitaya Namaha, Om Bhaktapriyaya Namaha, Om Sudaya Namaha, Om Anukulaya Namaha, Om Neyaya Namaha, Om Sudarshanaya Namaha, Om Bhaktavatsalaya Namaha, Om Premamurtaye Namaha, Om Suvekshanaya Namaha, Om Pretivardhanaya Namaha, Om Swastidayakaya Namaha, Om Tarakaya Namaha, Om Anugrahaya Namaha, Om Vardhanaya Namaha, Om Architaya Namaha, Om Artaya Namaha, Om Sri Pradaya Namaha, Om Janardhanaya Namaha, Om Manoharaya Namaha, Om Mahakshaya Namaha, Om Sreshwaraya Namaha, Om Vasmabhushitaya Namaha, Om Atmalingaya Namaha, Om Nirachana Prosakaya Namaha, Om Sri Saranaya Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha, Om Karpasakaya Namaha, Om Sukshmaya Namaha, Om Vishokaya Namaha, Om Sadvikaya Namaha, Om Samadarshine Namaha, Om Dakshaya Namaha, Om Achintyaya Namaha, Om Niramkaraya Namaha, Om Nirmohaya Namaha, Om Adyagraya Namaha, Om Chitakrodaya Namaha, Om Vinayashilaya Namaha, Om Savashaya Namaha, Om Kushalaya Namaha, Om Shamaya Namaha, Om Satyadharmaya Namaha, Om Nirvikalpaya Namaha, Om Niraktaya Namaha, Om Atindraya Namaha, Om Satyasandaya Namaha, Om Pavitraya Namaha, Om Madhura Svabhavaya Namaha, Om Suranandaya Namaha, Om Nandanaya Namaha, Om Prasanatmane Namaha, Om Bhaktanidaye Namaha, Om Sakshaye Namaha, Om Samatmaye Namaha, Om Sadayogine Namaha, Om Haraye Namaha, Om Sutapaya Namaha, Om Samyaya Namaha, Om Gulyaya Namaha, Om Vimuktatmaya Namaha, Om Yabhiraya Namaha, Om Guptaya Namaha, Om Atmaramaya Namaha, Om Srinivasaya Namaha, Om Devaya Namaha, Om Jitidharaya Namaha, Om Dhanyaya Namaha, Om Gurave Namaha, Om Guratikramaya Namaha, Om Rahanaya Namaha, Om Bhagavate Namaha, Om Harisharnamargarashakaya Namaha, Om Kutastajagartakaya Namaha, Om Abhiprayaya Namaha, Om Sarvamata Samatyaya Namaha, Om Shamaikata Bhavafarakaya Namaha, Om Premavatara Sri Vishwananda Swami Namaha. Ato Deva Avantuno Yato Vishnur Vichakrame Prithivya Sapta Dhamani Idam Vishnur Vichakrame Treta Nidade Padam Samudamasya Bhagum Sure Tri Pada Vichakrame Vishnu Gopa Ada Abhyaha Ato Dharmani Dharyene Vishnu Karmani Pashyata Yato Vritani Paspashe Indrasya Yujasaka Tad Vishnu Paramam Paragum Sada Pashanti Suryaha Divi Vachakshuratatam Tad Vipraso Vipanyavo Jagruvagum Sasamindate Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam. Premavattaraya Vidmahe Sadgurudevaya Dhimahi Tanno Vishwananda Prachodayate. Om Premavattaraya Vidmahe Sadgurudevaya Dhimahi Tanno Vishwananda Prachodayate. Om Premavattaraya Vidmahe Sadgurudevaya Dhimahi Tanno Vishwananda Prachodayate. वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् श्री कृष्ण विष्णु मधुसूदन कैटभारे नारायण अच्युत त्रिविक्रम चक्रपाणे दैत्यादि संशधर श्रीधर वसुदेव गोपाल कृष्ण हरये तव सुप्रभातं श्री रुक्मिणीश पवनाश हरे मुरारे राधेश गोपश स्वरूप रमारि वन्द्या श्री बालकृष्ण वैकुण्ठपते भुवनैकमूर्ते गोपाल देव हरये तव सुप्रभातं मीनाकृते कमतरूप वराहमूर्ते त्रैविक्रमाय गुहने राम राम श्रीराम कृष्ण यदुनन्दन कल्पिरूपा गोपाल कृष्ण हरये तव सुप्रभातं गोविन्द माधव मुकुन्द परात्परेश दामोदराच्युत नन्द कथारिशोरि गोप गोपीजन संगत दीनबन्धो गोपीजनाप्रिय हरये तव सुप्रभातं श्रीरक्तिशाय भुजगाधिपताल्पशाय सद्भक्तहृत्सधनशाय रमङ्गशाय श्रीगोपभाममृदुकल्पसुखादिशाय गोपवल्लभहरे तव सुप्रभातं श्रीकृष्णपातिसुतनानरघोत्तमादि ब्रह्मर्षि सङ्गमविसङ्गम भारतेषु तिष्ठन्ति देव तव दर्शन भाग्यहेतुः गोपालशेखर हरये तव सुप्रभातं मन्दादचारि तुलसीदलपालिकाभ्यः मायानि अञ्जलिपुटे समुदाहरन्ति तिष्ठन्ति त्वद्भवतधारतले मुनीन्द्रः राधा मनोहर हरये तव सुप्रभातं वेदत्रयं पठति गौतमकाननो यः गायन्ति सद्गुणगणो वरदासवर्गः सङ्कीर्तयन्ति तव नाम कथा विशेषः श्रीनारदारि ऋषयः तव सुप्रभातं गोवर्धनोद्धरन गोपकिशोर गोपा गोपीजनामृत सुवेश भवाब्धिपोता त्रैलोक्यमोहन सुमङ्गल दिव्यदेह श्रीरुक्मिणीश वरदा तव सुप्रभातं श्रीवत्सचीन शरणागत पारिजात भक्तार्तिभञ्जन कृपाकर दीनबन्धो दैत्यान्तगायति जनप्रिय दिव्यरूपा श्रीनन्दगोपतनया तव सुप्रभातं पद्माक्ष पद्ममुख पद्मधरा प्रमेय पद्मालयसहित पद्मनिवासशौरि पद्मोद्भवाति सुरसेवितपादपद्मा पद्माधिनाथ हरये तव सुप्रभातं वृन्दातले विहरणाय महेन्द्रवन्द्या कन्दर्पदर्पहरतिन्यसुधेशरूपा चन्द्राननाय शिवचन्दनलिग्नदेहा गोविन्दयाद हरये तव सुप्रभातं श्रीनन्दनन्दन यशोदकुमारधीरा मायङ्गधीरदविचोदसुपुष्पहार नीलम्बुगाः सुशरीररमाविहार गोपालदेव हरये तव सुप्रभातं श्रीभाष्यजाम्बवति सत्यसुगन्धिभद्रा श्रीमित्रविन्यति दिवसा प्रभुपूर्णिकाजहे तिष्ठन्ति देव्य भगवे तव सेवदादा गोपी मना प्रियरये तव सुप्रभातम् श्रीकृष्ण अच्युतानन्त मुकुन्द शौरि राधा मनोहर जनार्दन चक्रपाणे नामानि देयमुदयो न निशं वदन्ति ब्राह्मी मुहूर्त समये तव सुप्रभातम् श्रीकृष्ण सुप्रभातम् ये पतन्ति अहर्निशं भूरि कृतं महापापम् श्रीकृष्णाग्रहेतुकम् ईश्वर परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादि गोविंद सर्वकरणकरणं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि चिन्तामणि प्रकरसत्मसुकल्पवेक्ष लक्षावतेषु सुरवीरविपालयन्तं लक्ष्मीसहस्रशतसंभ्रमसेव्यमानं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि वेणुकमन्तमरविन्द्यदलायकाक्षं पारावतं समसितं बुधसुन्दराङ्गं विशेषशोभा गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आलोलचन्द्रकलसद्वनमागवंशि रत्नाङ्गदं प्रलयकेलिकलाविलासं श्यामं त्रिमङ्गललितं निहता प्रकाशं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अङ्गानि यस्य सकलेन्द्रियविद्धिमन्ति दर्शन्ति पन्ति कलयन्ति चिरं जगन्ति आनन्दचिन्मय सदुज्ज्वलविग्रहस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अद्वैतमच्युतमनादिमनन्तरूपम् आद्यं पुराणपुरुषं नवयौवनं च वेदेषु दुर्लभमदुर्लभमात्मभक्तं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अन्तस्तु कोटिशतवत्सरसम्प्रदायो आयो रतापि मनसो विपुङ्गमानो शोभ्यस्ति यत्प्रपदसिन्यविचिन्ततात्वे गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि एकोऽप्यसौरचयितुं जगदण्डकोटि यश्चक्तिरस्ति जगदण्डचयायदन्तः अन्दान्तरस्तपरमानुचयान्तरस्तं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यत्पापपावितवियो मन्त्रस्तदेव सम्प्राप्तरूपमनिवासनयानभूषा शुक्तियमेव चिरमः प्रतिष्ठन्ति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आनन्दचिन्मयरसप्रतिभारितारिस् ताभिर्य एव निजरूपतया कलाभिः गोलोक एव निवसत्यखिलात्मभूतं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि प्रेमञ्जनाश्रुतभक्तिविलोचनेन सन्ताः सदैव निगरेषु विलोकयन्ति यक्षां सुन्दरमचिन्त्य गुणस्वरूपं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि सहस्रसहस्राणि अनेन दिष्टम् नानावतारमकरोद्भुवनेषु किन्तु कृष्णस्वयं समभवत् परमात्मन्यो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्य प्रभवतो जगदन्तकोटि कोटिष्वशेषवसुधारि विभूतिवीनां तद्ब्रह्मनिष्कलमनन्तमशेषभूतं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि माया हि यस्य जगदन्तशतानि सूते त्रैगुण्यतद्विषयवेरभितायमान सत्त्वावलम्बितरसद्विशूरसर्वं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आनन्दचिन्मयरसात्मकया मनसो यात्रादिनं प्रतिफलं सरतामुपेत्य लीलादितेन भुवनानि दयासुचस्रं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोलोकनानि निजधान्वितले च तस्य देवी महेशहरिधामसुतेषु तेषु ते ते प्रभावनिचयं विहितश्च येन गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि सृष्टिस्थितिप्रलयसाधनशक्तिरेका काये वयस्य भुवनानि विभाव्यपूर्णा इच्छानरूपमपि यस्य च चेष्टते सा गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि क्षीरण्यकालविधिकारविशेषयोगात् सञ्जायते न हि तथा पृथक् अस्त्येकः यं शम्भुतामपि तथा समुपैति कार्यं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि दीपाश्रेव निरशन्तरमायुपेय दीपायते विविधहेतु समानधर्मा यस्ताद्देव निजविष्णुतया विभाति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यकारणावलजले भजति स्म योगः निद्रामनन्दजगदन्तसरोमभूतः आधारशक्तिमवलम्ब्य परं स्वमूर्तिं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्वैकनीश्वसितकालमताममाया जीवन्ति लोमविरचा जगदन्तनाथा विष्णुर्महर्षयस्य कदा विशेषो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि भस्मानुजाश्मशकलेषु विजेषु तेजः श्रीयन्ति यत्प्रकटयत्यपि तद्वदत्र ब्रह्माय एष जगदन्तविधानकर्ता गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यत्पादपादमयुगं गिरिनाय पूर्वा वन्दे प्रणय समये सदनाभिराजा विघ्नं निरन्तममरस्य जगत्त्रयस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अग्निर्महीकन्दनम् अम्बुमरोदिशश्च कालस्तदात्ममनसीति जगत्त्रयाणि यस्मात् भवन्ति विभवन्ति विशन्ति यं च गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्य सुरेश सविता सकलाग्रहाणां राजा समस्त सुरमूर्तिरशेषदेशः यस्य Papanchayasudayastapasi Brahma Vikita Pakadadavayascha Jivaha Yattadamatra Vibhavam Prakatam Prabhava Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yasminda Rupamatavindra Mahosra Karma Vandana Rupa Palavata Manana Noti Karma Nitiraha Nitintu Sabhakti Vajam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yam Krodha Kama Sahaja Pranaya Vibhiti Vatsalya Moha Guru Gaurava Selya Bhavahe Sanchityatasya Sadishittam Rapurete Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha Anadiradim Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Agnarantimirandasya gnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Good morning, everybody. So this morning I've decided to take a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam which gives reference to Lord Shiva, because only in 4 days we will have Mahashivaratri. So I've chosen verse 6, chapter 6 and canto 4. Ashasana jivitam advarasya lokasa pala kupitena yasmin tam ashwo devam priyaya vihinam shama payadvam hriddivitam duraktehihi. Which means Lord Brahma also advised them that Lord Shiva is so powerful that by his anger all the planets and their chief controllers can be destroyed immediately. Also, he said that Lord Shiva was especially sorry because he had recently lost his dear wife, Sati, and was also very much afflicted by the unkind words of Daksh. Under the circumstances, Lord Brahma suggested it would behoove them, it would be recommended, that they go at once and beg his pardon. So for us, actually, I was having a chat with some Sri Vaishnavas that were here yesterday. They come to visit Sri Pitanalaya. And sometimes it's, for some, let's say, Vaishnavas and other traditions, they find it a bit strange. Why do we worship Lord Shiva? It's enough to worship the Lord himself. Why worship other deities? And many times Guruji has said in his satsangs that actually Shiva is the highest of all bhaktas. And he is a perfect, let's say, embodiment of what it means to be devoted to the Lord. And because he's a perfect embodiment of that devotion, he can also show us how to build that relationship, how to come closer, what one must do, how one should purify oneself to elevate one's bhakti. So as a result of that, he is worthy of worship because he is the perfect bhakta. Now, one of the stories, famous stories in the Srimad Bhagavatam, is the story of how the daughter of the Guru of the gods, Prajapati, Daksh, so that's Sati in this case. Daksh, he's the son of Brahma, how he becomes clouded with pride and ignorance. And what actually happens as a result of this? Due to that pride, that's, let's say, that ignorance of his, it completely clouds him so that he doesn't have the ability to perceive the divinity of Lord Shiva anymore. And one day there is a meeting. Lord Brahma, Prajapati Daksh, his father, is present. Many of the rishis, the sages, the deities are present. And Shiva is also present as well. And Daksh, who is let's say, the guru of the gods in that position, he enters into the room, and everybody stands up, apart from Daksha's father, who's Brahma. He doesn't need to, because he's the father. But Lord Shiva also, he remains seated. And this is, let's say, considered to be an offense. Imagine when Guruji walks into the room and you're just like sitting down on the floor, being lazy. This is also considered an offense. Yeah. So Daksh, seeing this, as he walks into the room and Shiva is still seated, he becomes very, very offended that Shiva is not respecting him. But Shiva already perceives that ignorance and that pride inside of Daksh. And this is why he doesn't stand up. Already he does a little challenge towards Daksh, Prajapati. And so as a result of this pride, he starts hurling insults at him. And all the demigods, all the sages, all the rishis, Lord Brahma himself is a bit surprised. Where is this coming from? You know, just imagine you walk into the room and Guruji's sitting down and he doesn't stand up for you and you start hurling insults at him. Do you think that's going to go well? Not at all. And so the situation's not helped because of the fact that Mahadev, Lord Shiva, is also married to the daughter of Daksh. He's married to Sati. So the relationship, that, let's say, that conjugal relationship that they have, it's also like acid into the wound of Daksh. And it further confounds his anger, against Mahadev. And so obviously, Daksh doesn't accept the fact that Lord Shiva doesn't recognize his position, his authority. Many people, when they get given authority positions, it goes straight to their head, that power. That pride immediately starts to awaken. And so what happens is Daksh decides to have a yagna. And he invites all the demigods. He invites Lord Brahma, he invites Vishnu. He invites everybody apart from Shiva himself and Sati, his daughter. And Sati's been away and she's been in Mount Kailash for a long time and she wants to see the family again. And she hears that this yagna is being conducted. Everybody's being invited. So she wants to go to the yagna. And Mahadev, he says, no, don't go. If you go, this will result in harm towards you. Mark my words, this will come true. But she refuses to listen. So she goes off to the yagna. And she's met actually with guards outside the yagna. And she's not allowed to come in. She's confused. Why is this? How can this be? But my father, he's the one that's conducting the yagna. And the guards say, no, sorry, it's not possible. And after having a long debate with the guards, and like, you know who I am his daughter, they let her in. And when Daksh sees his daughter arriving for the yagna, he's furious. He's really angry. How can this be? Who let her in? I gave specific instructions. And she realizes everybody's there. Everybody's there apart from two people. Everybody's received an invitation but her and Mahadev. And she realized this whole thing has been staged just to humiliate both of them. And so she's so upset, she's so horrified that she burns herself with her Shakti. Now she's the manifestation of Adi Shakti herself, the creative power. So she's the concomitant half, the other half of Lord Shiva. And as a result of Lord Shiva losing his beloved wife, Sati, he goes into intense anger. He manifests Virabhadra, one of the ferocious forms of himself, and instructs him to go off and to lay waste to the Yagna, to kill everybody who's present. And so obviously it comes true. Virabhadra enters into the Yagnashala after killing all the armies of, let's say, some of the demigods and also Daksha himself. Enters into the Yagnashala, the Yagna place, and kills everybody there, and cuts off the head of Daksha, throws it in the fire. And then Shiva himself arrives, and seeing the burnt body of his wife, Sati, is filled with remorse. He could see that this would happen. He tried to warn her. Just imagine somebody you love more than anything in the world, and you know that if they do something stupid, it's going to impact them directly. Potentially they might lose their life. But yet they go and do it anyway. How would you feel? You would feel quite sad, aggrieved. So Shiva, in that intense morning, he picks up the body of Sati and begins to walk across the heavens. And Lord Vishnu, seeing this, he takes his Sudarshana chakra and begins to cut off all the parts of the body of Sati so that it falls down onto the earth, thereby removing his attachment to the body and removing that attachment of, let's say, sorrow. Shiva, coming to his senses, he returns to Mount Kailash and sits in meditation, absorbs himself back into meditation. Now it's at this point here in the Srimad Bhagavatam in verse 6, chapter 6, canto 4, where Lord Brahma is advising all of the demigods that managed to flee the Yagna in time before Virabhadra arrived. He's advising them, go to Mount Kailash, ask for Shiva's forgiveness. And the point that I wanted to make here for this story is that it's really incredible, absolutely incredible, when this quality of pride arises inside of us, what lengths we can go to, what stupidity we can go to, and we don't see it. We are so convinced of ourselves that we're doing the right thing. And it reminds me, this story, like where literally Shiva has to take the form of Virabhadra, a very ferocious form. He has to go and literally cut off the head of Prajapati Daksha to correct that, let's say, that behavior. There have been times when I thought Guruji had cut my head off in the way that I acted, and then he was so angry, A few months ago, I was in the car park with Guruji, and he called me over. He saw me, on the other side of the car park. He calls me over, and we discussed some stuff, and then he tells me something very, very clearly. So I was like, okay, Guruji, I got it. So the next day, I was having a meeting with the appointed Swamis, and I bring up this point. And one of the other appointed Swamis in our meeting happens to say actually the opposite, of what Guruji had told me. And I was like, no, it's wrong. And the other person says, the opposite. And I was like, no, it's this. And the other person says the opposite. And I say, no, it's this. And I'm very why is this person doing this? They're completely wrong. Don't they understand? I was there. I know what Guruji said. So supposedly, seemingly, what happened after my conversation with Guruji, Guruji had also spoken with the other Swami and said the opposite. So I was so how can this person say this? They weren't there. They don't know what Guruji said. And I was very insistent. And there have been those cases, those situations where I've been very insistent about something and I've been completely wrong. I believed myself to be completely true. I was like, yeah, this is completely true. 100%. That's what was said. Or that's the case. And then comes out of my mouth, wrong. But I think I'm right. And so then this Swami writes to Guruji, Anashya, when he, was talking with you, he understood this. And Guruji gets really angry. So then I get the message on the telegram. You idiot. Why do you always understand everything backwards? You don't understand anything. And I was like, what? How can that be the case? Like, but you said this, and now you're telling me it's that. Like, it makes no sense. Like, what the hell's going on? And when you get stuck into that quality of pride, that's often the place that we can arrive at. Like, we are completely confused. We don't understand the reality of the situation because we're so attached to a certain perspective, and we believe ourselves to be like, there couldn't be like a tiny, let's say, error of margin. We are 100% correct, and therefore we have the right, we have the duty to tell others how it is. So this is how it is sometimes, with that quality of pride that arises. You know, Daksh Prajapati, he was challenged many times at that yagna by the sages, the saints, the followers of Shiva even. He was challenged by Vishnu, he was challenged by Brahma, but yet he didn't listen to any of them. It's interesting how wrong we can get it, and how amazingly wrong we can get it. It's like, for me, it's been like a personal talent, that I can get things so wrong. And for me, it's interesting how the Lord is so merciful that when Shiva picks up his wife Sati, and he starts in that state of mourning, walking across the heavens, the Lord is cutting with his discus, the body of Sati is falling down on the earth. How he removes that, let's say, ignorance, that pride from us. It's not easy. It's like deep surgery. It's like in the Guru Gita, where it says that the Guru is like the doctor who removes the malady of worldliness, which is pride, and all the concomitant qualities that come after pride. And he has to instill a certain mercy upon us to remove that. And there's some very interesting verses in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, chapter 88, verses 8 to 10. And Krishna says, "If I especially favor someone, I gradually deprive him of his wealth. Then the relatives and friends of such a poverty-stricken man abandon him." So he's removing everything from the life. In this way, he suffers one distress after another. When he becomes frustrated in his attempts to make money and instead befriends my devotees, I bestow my special mercy upon him. A person who has thus become sober fully realizes the Absolute as the highest truth, the most subtle and perfect manifestation of spirit, the transcendental existence without end. So he's actually helped us by removing everything in our life. He's frustrated our mind, our attempts to live in the world, to be in the world, to be attached to the world. In this way, realizing the supreme truth is the foundation of his own existence. He is freed from the cycle of material life. Because I am difficult to worship, people generally avoid me and instead worship other deities who are quickly satisfied. When people receive kingly opulences from these deities, they become arrogant, intoxicated with pride, and neglectful of their duties. So it's not easy when we come into the presence of the Satguru, who is the manifestation of the Supreme Lord himself. This is my conviction in my heart. He removes all of that opulence and that wealth. And with that pride, we think, wow, I have achieved so much in life, how far I have got. And he removes all of that. It's like we have to start back at square one again. We don't know where we're going. We don't know who we are. We don't know what's right or wrong. He confounds and confuses the mind so much. I admire some people who seemingly have two gurus. How is that possible? Like that you can try and follow two masters. To have one master is enough. That's enough challenge. Truly, it's not possible to follow two masters. You can only follow one. And you can't follow the world and the Sadguru at the same time. He will take everything away, little by little. You will have to go through intense suffering if you want to follow both. It's like 2 feet on 2 different boats, going in 2 different directions. It will only lead to suffering. That pride will arise and it will be completely cut down. So this is what happens when we forget, actually, due to that pride, that ignorance that we have inside of us. We will fall, and we can fall many, many, many times on the spiritual path. The question is, will we learn from our experiences? So Daksh, even though he was son of Brahma, who's one of the supreme deities within each universe, nevertheless he had to fall. He had to lose his head so that he could regain clarity. And sometimes Guruji will literally do that. It's like he will chop off your head to help you realize, actually, I was wrong. I've seen Guruji do this many times over a game of Monopoly. He allows you to win the first game, and you do very well. You're out there, you're rolling the dice, you're getting 12s every time, you're running around the board, picking up 200 as you pass go. First house, first hotel, second hotel, Mayfair, Park Lane, give me the money. Everybody is like, no, I can't afford it. You feel, yes, I feel good. The first game's won, easy, in the bag. Second game, you start getting smashed. Guruji activates the special dice mode. Every time he's going around the board, you're building some hotels, some houses maybe. You're feeling good, but somehow he just happens to skip every single time. You might have one whole row, you've got the 4 sides on a Monopoly board. One whole row, you've got houses and hotels. Every time, he skips all of them. You think, how is this possible? He's cheating, he's using his powers, his special magic. This isn't fair. And you complain in your mind, he's using his powers again. This is not going well. And little by little, he deprives you of one house, another property. He starts bargaining with you. And you've got nowhere to stand. You're in the corner. You're losing your money, your houses, your property. Everything's being stripped from you. And eventually you have to concede that you've lost. Everything is his. Everything belongs to him. Ultimately, that's the path of renunciation. Everything belongs to him. Nothing is on our hands. Nothing is really in our control. And if we have the pride and think that it is, then he has to show us that. He has to strip everything away and realize that actually nothing belongs to us. We come with nothing, we leave with nothing, that the only thing that we truly have is that love for him. And that's as a result of him stripping everything away of what is truly revealed. What is eternal, what's left is eternal, and that is that eternal love. Jai Gurudev.
Namaste
Yato Yamitato Narasimo.
Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimo.
Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimo.
Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimo.
Mahir Narasimo Ridaye Narasimo.
Mahir Narasimo Ridaye Narasimo.
Mahir Narasimo Ridaye Narasimo.
Mahir Narasimo Ridaye Narasimo.
Narasimha Madin Sharanam Prapadye.
Narasimha Madin Sharanam Prapadye.
Narasimha Madin Sharanam Prapadye.
Narasimha Madin Sharanam Prapadye.
Lavakara Kamalavare Nakama Gupta Shinga Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa
Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Avakara Kamala Hare Nakama Buddha Shinga Dalita Hiranyakashipu Darubinga Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Jaya Nashingade 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 Jaya Nashingade
Jaya Narsingade 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 Jaya Narsingade
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Bhakta Swarupa Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Bhakta Swarupa Jaya Prahlad Maharaj
Gurudev Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Vishwananda Gurudev 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 Sri Vishwananda Gurudev
Sri Vishwananda Gurudev 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 Sri Vishwananda Gurudev
Gurudev Gurudev Sri Vishwananda Gurudev
Gurudev Gurudev Sri Vishwananda Gurudev
Gurudev Gurudev Sri Vishwananda Gurudev
Gurudev Gurudev Sri Vishwananda Gurudev
Gurudev Gurudev Gurudev Sri Vishwananda Gurudev
Sri Vishwananda Gurudev 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 Sri Vishwananda Gurudev
Sri Vishwananda Gurudev
Gurudev Gurudev Sri Vishwananda Gurudev Sri Vishwananda Gurudev
Tulsi Maharani Jayo Vrinda Devi Jayo 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 Tulsi Maharani Jayo Vrinda Devi Vishwananda Gurudev, 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 Shri Vishwananda Gurudev.
Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me. Yatiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me.
Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me. Yatiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me.
Yatindraya Karunakaraya, Mangala Mangala Me.
Yatindraya Karunakaraya, Mangala Mangala Me.
Prapati Dalmai Karataya, Mangala Mangala Me.
Prabhati Dharme Karataya, Mangala Mangala Me.
Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me. Yatiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me.
Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me. Yatiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me.
Saligrama Pratishtitaya, Mangala Mangala Me.
Saligrama Pratishtitaya, Mangala Mangala Me.
Kridangakarini Godakachaya, Mangala Mangala Me.
Vidangadharine Godakajaya, Mangala Mangala Me.
Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me. Yatiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me.
Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me. Yatiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me.
Range Sakenkaya Rataya, Mangala Mangala Me.
Range Sate Kayarataya, Mangala Mangala Me.
Mananataya, Darine Daraya, Mangala Mangala Me.
Manalataya, Darine Daraya, Mangala Mangala Me.
Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me. Yatiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me.
Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me. Yatiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me.
Mangala Mangala Me. Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Swami Jai Jagadish Hare. Bhakta Janon ke Sankata, Dasa Janon ke Sankata, Jana me dura kare. Om Jai Jagadish Hare. Jo jade pala pare, dukha vinase manaka, Swami dukha vinase manaka. Sukha sampati garave, Sukha sampati garave, Kashta mite tanaka. Om Jai Jagadish Hare. Mata pita tumame, Sharanaga hume kisaki, Ami Sharanaga hume kisaki. Tuma bina ora na duja, Tuma bina ora na duja, Asha karume kisaki. Om Jai Jagadish Hare. Tuma Purana Paramatma, Tuma Antarayami, Swami Tuma Antarayami. Parabrahma Parameshwar, Parabrahma Parameshwar, Tuma Savake Swami.
Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Tuma karuna ke sagar, tuma parana karata, Swami tuma parana karata. Main sevaka tuma Swami, main sevaka tuma Swami, kripa karo bharata. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Tuma ho eka gochar, sabake pranapati, Swami sabake pranapati. Kisa vidhi milon daya maya, kisa vidhi milon kripa maya, tuma ko main tumati. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Dina bandhu kahalta, tumara shaka mere, Swami tumara shaka mere. Karuna hata badhao, karuna hata badhao, Sharana pada tere. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Vishaya vikara mitao, paparo deva, Swami paparo deva. Shraddha bhakti badao, Shraddha prema badao, Santana ki seva. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Dana mana dana sabha hai tera, Swami sabha kuch hai tera, Swami sabha kuch hai tera. Tera tujhko arpan, tera tujhko arpan, pyara ge mera. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Swami Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Bhakta janon ke sankata, sajanon ke sankata, jana mein dura kare. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Man chakar rakho ji, Gidhari lala chakar rakho ji, Gidhari lala chakar rakho ji, Gidhari lala chakar rakho ji. Man chakar rakho ji, Gidhari lala chakar rakho ji, Gidhari lala chakar rakho ji, Gidhari lala chakar rakho ji. Chakar rakho, chakar rakho, chakar rakho ji. Chakar rakho, chakar rakho, chakar rakho ji. Mane chakar rakho ji, Gidhari lala chakar rakho ji. Shama mane chakar rakho ji, Gidhari lala chakar rakho ji. Govinda mane chakar rakho ji, Gidhari lala chakar rakho ji. Gidhari lala chakar rakho ji, Gidhari lala chakar rakho ji. Tvameva mata japita tvameva, tvameva bandhushta sakha tvameva, tvameva vidyan ravinam tvameva, tvameva sarvam mama deva deva, tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Govinda. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma namritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu, Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu, Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Prem se bolo Lakshmi Narayana Bhagavan ki jai. Prem se bolo Sri Bhutabhrteshwarnath Bhagavan ki jai. Prem se bolo Shri Hare Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki jai. Prem se bolo Hamdala Kriya Baba ji ki jai. Prem se bolo Shadujacharya ki jai. Prem se bolo Sadgurudeva Sri Swami Vishwananda Maharaj
गोपी जन वल्लभाय पराय परम पुरुषाय परकर्म मंत्र यंत्र तंत्र औषधास्त्र शस्त्राणि संग्रह संग्रह निचोर मूर्छाय मूर्छाय ओम नमो भगवते महासुदर्शनाय दिव्यजलाप्लुताय सबले शुभनाहुंभा परस्मै परब्रह्मणे परम ज्योतिषे स्वाहा। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे। श्याम वेंकटरमण गोविंदा गोविंदा, गोपिका जीवन स्मरण गोविंदा गोविंदा, भक्तवत्सला गोविंदा गोविंदा, कुंडलीक वरदे गोविंदा, एकनाथ नामदेव बद्रीनाथ महाराज की जय, समस्त भक्त मंडली की जय। हर बार करुणा तिरुवरगणे शरण